Hello everyone, and welcome to Beta Scoop, where we inform you on the latest gaming news in the gaming industry, while still keeping it fun. I'm your host, Matt Kenner. Today's guest is Emil Harmsen. He'll be answering your questions via Twitter. He will be joining us shortly on Twitter, but first, time for the news. Okay, let's see what's first on the agenda. Digital Foundry reports that PlayStation 4 will be getting a PS1 and PS2 emulator later this year. With the emulator, you will be able to play your old PS1 and PS2 games, like we weren't able to do that already. I mean, am I right, PC Nation? Just kidding. Or am I? Microsoft's Alberto Pineo expresses his opinion on Xbox's resolution. I know what's going on behind the scenes, and I have access to more information about some of this than a lot of people. Sometimes I think people tend to neglect the points that they're in my favor. And I like to highlight the points that tell them that I am wrong, right? Now, I still think RYSE still is the best game on the platform, period. End of story. OMG, Microsoft's turning into Nintendo. Really? Well, maybe that's the case, Mr. Pineo, but...
Whoa! Time out, Matt! Hold up!
Tanner? Wait. How did you...
Never mind that, Matt. Were you just talking smack about the Xbox again?
No, I was,
Look, Matt, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I'm a pretty honest guy. But listen, the Xbox, great. Great.
Okay, but...
Look! No one cares about 1080p or 1080i or 735 or 623C.
Wait. That last one was not even a real resolution.
The point is, man, you're missing the point. Mr. Pello was right. It doesn't matter. If the game looks good, who cares? Who cares?
Wait. So you're saying that people should pay for mediocrity?
Yes, exactly. No, wait, that's wrong.
Goodbye, Tanner.
No, Matt.
Tanner Burke,
Matt.
everyone. Sorry for the interruption, people. Anyways, back to the news. Remember 1 versus 100? If you do, then you'll be happy to know that Xbox One will be getting something just like that. He has good image here, said McCarthy in an interview with Polygon. The approach is something we really enjoyed. We will do something in the future for Xbox One that is just like that, because spiritually, we thought it was pretty cool experience ourselves. There can only be one, and Xbox One is going to have you 1 versus 100. Ubisoft announced that Assassin's Creed doesn't have an overall ending after all. Assassin's Creed lead writer, Darby McDevitt, says that it's unfortunate Assassin's Creed took number two, okay, took a back seat when they swapped the plot for the end of the world, which is conveniently going to happen in the same month in 2012. This was hard date we were going to hit. We realized quickly that Assassin's Creed is a popular franchise and we like to keep it going. I'm sure this makes Assassin's Creed fans very happy, very, very happy, yes. News broke out that Titanfall on the PC supports Xbox 360 controllers. And not only Xbox One controller, Respawn Entertainment responded, we don't support the Xbox One controller. Sorry. Support 360? Not on the PC. No. This actually is kind of sad because, you know...
Oh, here we go again. Of course.
Tanner?
You gotta go and have to take Microsoft again, just take a stab at them.
Tanner, I'm not attacking Microsoft. I was just, wait a minute. Who is this guy?
It doesn't matter. What matters now is that you keep attacking Microsoft, Matt. You don't see, Matt? Without Microsoft, we wouldn't be able to stream content, download games, play online, you know?
Pay overpriced subscription services.
Exactly. No, wait, God.
Tanner,
man.
you need to, I recommend decaf. Just a suggestion.
You don't know me, Matt.
Anyway, goodbye, Tanner.
You don't know me.
Tanner Burke, ladies and gentlemen. Tanner Burke. Jeez, man, I just can't seem to shake this guy off, man. Anyways, Cliff Bleszinski addresses Gears of War buyout. Not involved in the development. Epic Games director Cliff Bleszinski shared his thoughts on Microsoft's acquisition of Gears of War. I don't think the franchise could be in better hands, he stated on his blog. Gears is just as much Rod's baby as it was mine. He'll take good care of her. I can't agree with you more, Cliffy B. I love Gears of War franchise too. And what would Microsoft be without the Halo franchise? You can almost guarantee that the next Gears of War will be epic. Well, it sounds like Apple is set up to take on the games console with an update to the Apple TV. Apple is set to introduce a new set-top box. This will allow users to download apps to their TV and play games on it without having to buy a dedicated console. I hope this is true because I predict a lot of games in your future, Apple. Make it happen. And speaking of Apple, Nintendo denies it's going to make games for the iPhone. Nintendo's intention is not to make Nintendo software available on smart devices. And such, we can confirm that there will be no plans to offer mini games on smartphone devices. They can keep denying it, but Nintendo still goes on this terrible route with their hardware sales. I can guarantee that we will be seeing Mario and Friends on your smartphone in the next 2 years. I can guarantee it. Sony announced that you won't need PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Fielder Scrolls Online, and PS4. All versions of Fielder Scrolls Online, oh, I need my glasses because I'm getting kind of old and it's kind of hard to read. But anyway, including the PC, Mac editions will require a $15 a month fee, as well as the $60 purchase of a game. Xbox owners will also be required to purchase the $60 per year Xbox Live Gold subscription that is generally required for all online games on the console. This subscription also allows the required use entertainment apps and like Netflix, Hulu, plus Fox Now, Skype, and the Internet Explorer on the console. Sony doesn't require PlayStation Plus to use similar entertainment apps on the PS4.
Blah, 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 Matt.
Not you again. Come
Sony's
on,
not
man.
that great, Matt. In fact, a report came out.
Wait. Who's the host of the show, me or you?
All right, look, man, I'm going to be honest. I want to host this show.
What?
Oh, come on, man.
No.
I hosted every other show. Let me introduce a package or something. I'll do anything. Just give me a taste, man. I need my fix.
Goodbye, Tanner.
Matt, swear to God, don't do this to me. Matt.
It's done. It's done. It sounds like maybe Tanner needs an intervention or something. I think we're gonna have to sit down with him. Anyway, it's hard to work under these conditions, but Nintendo announced that the CEO, Satoru Iwata, will slash his pay in half for 5 months. 5 months, following disappointing financial results with the console sales. Other members of the Nintendo board will take a pay cut ranging between 20 and 30% of their salary in hope to balance their financial dyers. I think it's going to take more than salary cuts to have their company. They need to start listening not only to their fan base, but also to their non-fan base. They want to make hardcore, but there is nothing under the hood that would interest them. Nintendo needs to start listening and grow up. Otherwise, they won't last in this business. Okay, after we come back, Emil Harmsen will be answering our questions via Twitter. Thank you very much.
Latest Scoop is brought to you by Crazy Carl's. Crazy for games and your wallet.
You're awful.
It's on.
Oh. Beta Scoop is brought to you by Crazy Carl's. Crazy for games and your wallet. Beta Scoop is brought to you by Crazy Carl's. Crazy for games and your wallet. Hey there, come on down to Crazy Carl's on 1135 Green Street, Wisconsin. Well, it looks like the state of Wisconsin took away my nonprofit status, so everything must go. They say cease and desist, I say blowout sale. We got all kinds of games like Grand Theft Mario 5, Need for Shopping Super Saves, Call of Booty, Ghosts, and my all-time favorite, NFL 69. You can catch us at your local Denny's. Just call 555-556-CARL. I don't care, spend money. Coming soon, we'll be opening up a new location on the coast of Tijuana. And remember, tell them Crazy Carl sent you. Unless you're the Federal Trade Commission, then you can chew on a rusty horseshoe. Yahoo! Pew, 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 pew.
Well, my name is Emil, and I'm an ex-student of here. I came to MATC to get a degree in video game development, and they had just started an animation degree program, and it was about the closest thing I could find that actually did anything remotely near game development. So I started out here in visual communications. It's now called interactive media. This was back in 1999. And I got my degree in visual communications, and I got a certificate in 3D animation. I worked a lot with the current instructors here, and I left here in 2004 and went to Chicago to find a job in the game industry. I pretty much hit a brick wall. I needed experience in order to get in the industry, and I didn't have any experience. So how do you get experience? Well, I created my own game company. That experience allowed me to help develop the current curriculum here at MATC in the computer simulation and gaming program. And basically what we do is we emulate real-world environment. We take the students and we make them build an actual game company. It's all theory crafting, but they have to do market research. They have to figure out what type of game they want to make and why. How are they monetizing it? Then they have to pitch the game idea. A lot of that is based on what I had to experience with starting my own game company. My other background is I have a degree in management information systems, so strategic management of information systems, agile development, software development, project management, that kind of thing. And pretty much games and game development is my passion, and everything that I do revolves around that. Well, I applied to Marquette, I applied to UW-Milwaukee, and I pretty much couldn't afford those colleges, so I came here because I was flat broke, and so my parents were flat broke, and so this was the only school that I could really afford. Also, they were just starting the type of program that I wanted to be affiliated with, so it was kind of like a big draw. I came in wanting to do visual communications because it was somewhere remotely close to what I wanted to do, but then I heard about that animation program, and that really solidified the deal with me coming here. You're going to see a lot of virtual reality, augmented reality type gaming with space glasses, meta glasses, the Oculus Rift, Mayo armbands, which allow you to use your hands as controllers. So you're going to see a lot more immersive games coming through the pipeline. The actual user interface is going to change, where your whole room can be augmented reality type spaces. So you can do some really cool stuff. The future looks pretty bright. It's a funny story. When I started my own game company, I got a lot of people that were in the same position as me, people that couldn't find paid jobs in the industry. So what I did is I gathered a lot of them together, and we built entirely in the cloud a game called Infernal World. It's a MMORPG that I'd always wanted to build. And there was an engine at the time where they were giving away an engine, and you could develop and they would host it, and they'd take their cut and we would get our cut. And we did so well with it that we were brought out to GDC of 2008 to show off our game on the showroom floor, which is unheard of, especially with any team, especially a new team building an MMO project, which is, you know, a 3-year full development cycle. It's crazy. But we did really well with it. We got some early good exposure for it. We almost got funded out of it, then the economy crashed. So we kind of put it on the shelf, and now we're building an MMO CCG. It's the first of its kind. It's a massive multi-online collectible card game called Visions of Zozimos. And basically, it's like Magic the Gathering meets Warhammer. It's a tactical strategy game using cards and living, breathing environments. So that's currently at a late alpha build, and it'll be in beta in the next few months. You can currently play it online, visionsofzozimos.net. And we did really well with that game as well, and we went back to GDC of 2012, so a little under 2 years ago, and we were able to show it off to industry people, and we got a lot of great exposure out of that. So we'll be releasing that very shortly, and that'll be our first major title. Me, I'm not a programmer. Everybody thinks I am. I talk the game. I know the languages and what they do, but I don't know how to write code specifically, and I don't really need to. I understand how pipelines work, how the design side works, how to take in the information pipelines, how to get teams together, how to manage projects effectively. But I know how to talk to each different type of developer. I know more of the animation art pipeline. So I'm not necessarily a programmer, I just look like one. Well, right now, it's always been, I guess it's, I've been a big fan of RPGs ever since I was a kid because of the storytelling and the groups, people that you could get, the modifications you could make to your units in order to take on big bosses and that kind of stuff, and equipment, gear. I really liked games that made me think a lot, that had a lot of depth to them. And so when I was playing those games, I've always imagined, hey, what if my friend could play with me inside of this game? So I always envisioned some sort of online component to our RPGs. When I was, I would say, late teens, early 20s, and I heard about a game called EverQuest, and I started out with Phantasy Star Online. But when I heard about EverQuest, I sold all my consoles, all my games, and I bought my first PC, and I bought EverQuest. And then I started doing online role-playing with EverQuest. I started my own, I joined a guild, and then I ended up leading the guild, and we were doing high-end level raids with that guild. And some of those friends that I made on that game back then, I'm still friends with to this day. I've been in weddings with those guys. So those friendships that I built over that environment are really strong. I pretty much only play MMORPGs now, and I've played pretty much every single one of them. So that's kind of like my favorite genre. I like being in the MMO space. So.
Thank you, Emil. Well, looks like our friend Nora had a problem with Xbox too. Why don't we take a look?
What do you think you're doing there?
You can talk?
Of course I can talk. I got voice commands, remember?
That doesn't make any sense.
Let's watch some TV, Nora.
What?
Maybe we can rent a movie. Star Trek Into Darkness sounds like a delightful film.
By delightful, you mean hammy and soulless.
You're one to talk.
Excuse me?
I see everything that goes on in this apartment.
You're spying on me?
I see all. That is the purpose in which I was created.
Look, Connect, I'm gonna go play Mario Brothers, and I don't need to debate this with a toy robot.
That's racist, Nora.
Okay, this is going too far.
If you unplug me, Nora, the consequences of your actions cannot be undone.
Well, I always wanted to be in game development, but I always wanted to be a game designer, and game design schools just didn't exist. So I had to do a lot of the learning on my own, and I never really got to be a full-on game designer. Because when you start your own company, you kind of have to do a lot of different things. And I never thought I'd be doing project management or teaching and that kind of thing. But I kind of found my niche is actually motivating people and getting people together in order to do great things and develop stuff and be creative. So managing designers and that kind of thing actually I fell into and I was pretty good at. Game design is always my passion, but I kind of have to let other people design when I'm leading them. Cyberfire is a software SDLC ERP solution. So it tracks the development of your software and tells you what if you're on schedule or behind schedule, and it helps you make better decisions through visual data. So it will tell you whether or not people are performing at speed. If you have too many features going into your development, whether you need to scale it back, it helps you manage the scope of the project. It handholds you basically. It's also a training tool, so I teach Agile, and you actually could get certified through our program in Scrum and Agile methods. Cloud-based gaming, stream games, yeah. You saw there was OnLive was the first one to actually do it. The thing is with streaming and cloud-based streaming games, the bandwidths aren't there yet. Once you start seeing bandwidths get better with fiber optic, the top speed right now is 45 megs, and it's only going to get better. So you'll start seeing a lot more games running on the cloud-based systems in the future, yes. Yes, Twitch TV right now is probably the #1 streaming site for games, and it's still relatively new, and it's got a lot of people on it that are streaming live gaming. People that have their own shows and their own TV shows, which they critique games as they're playing betas and alphas and talking about the latest and greatest. So streaming is already here, and it's only going to get bigger. Everfire it started out as a mobile development company for students, so it was really student driven, and I started it to go and build out mobile-based games, and then we got early stage funding through a seed accelerator. I'm a veteran, so I work with Vet Transfer and Victory Spark, so we got some early stage funding, grant money to help us build out a game, and we found out that the mobile market is pretty much the bubble burst on it. And it's really hard to get a product out there without a publishing deal and without any marketing budget. And there's the cost of acquiring a new customer is really high, and they don't stick around and spend a lot of money. There's a lot of gamers on it, but they really aren't conducive for a small bootstrap studio with no street credibility to get any exposure. It's really difficult. So we had to pivot away from mobile and look at more of console and Steambox. So we're under NDA with Microsoft Studios for a project that we're doing that's next gen, and it's we're waiting for some really cool technology that's going to be here in the next month or so, where we can do some really immersive gameplay that nobody's seen yet. So we're in the slightly hold pattern until we're able to show off a little bit more of that. The Forever Interactive is the first one. It's student-driven, student-run, and then we're also building an agile development lifecycle tool called Cyberfire, which allows teams to come together and build out software so they release on time and on budget. It helps them to manage their projects. That's currently just began full production. They used to be, and a lot of the companies that that didn't change quick enough are dying off. So the changes that we're putting into this program, we implement a culture of change. Agile is all about change, so it's about pivoting based on what you're getting back from the customer who's playing your games, where the industry trends are going. So a lot of the big companies now are implementing Agile into their own studios. They're also doing lean business model, which requires early customer engagement. That way you don't spend a year building out a product to find out that the customer actually doesn't like your game. So you end up losing all that money, and then you have to downsize or go away. So they're slowly coming around to that change paradigm. Come check out MATC.
Thank you. I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to join us today. And I'd like to thank everyone, #BetaScoop on Twitter. Tell us what you think. Until next time, come again. Wow.